YS Jaganmohan Reddy has said that his party is open to all alliance options post-polls except the Congress. Speaking exclusively to Headlines Today correspondent Rohini Swami, Jagan said that Chandrababu Naidu is not a factor in these polls and the YSR Congress will register an easy win. Here's Jagan in conversation with my colleague Rohini Swami.
Mr. Jaganmohan Reddy, thank you so much for joining us. Very interesting contest that we're seeing, especially here. But at the same time, we had Mr. Narendra Modi, who had come here campaigning this part of Simandra, talking about Swarnandhra versus Camandhra. Indirectly almost talking about you. How do you look at the fact of Mr. Modi campaigning? Would you also look at a post-poll alliance with him because he's made such kind of comments? Will you rethink about that alliance?
See, ultimately let the numbers come, ma'am. You would know, this country would know what kind of impact his words or anybody else's words really have on people. People are the judge, they are the judges, and they have heard both sides of the versions, and they would give a mandate. And of course, God is watching. It'll be a landslide. We have no pre-poll alliances with anybody. As far as we are concerned, our options are all open. If at all somebody needs a support, they would come to us.
So you've been saying your options are all open, but in terms of choices, you have one side, the NDA alliance, you have the third front. What would be your choices? You've always made it very clear you're not going to go with the Congress.
See, ultimately our interest is the state. The way the bill has been drafted is, it is really very, the cruelty is the word what I would use. An outgoing Prime Minister reads out a letter in the Parliament. The contents of that letter are not even a part of the bill. Not even a part of the bill. And they have removed Hyderabad from the system, from Simandra. And they have not even mentioned how much of money they're going to give to a new capital. And Hyderabad being an engine of growth, which constitutes 75% of VAT, which constitutes more or less 60% of our revenues, is totally removed. And there is no clarity, and there exists so much of ambiguity on special status. What kind of incentives they would give, what kind of benefits it would bring forth. So all these things really make it very difficult for us very difficult for us to bat on our own. So it's very important that we give oxygen to Delhi. So our numbers are something what God would give, and God would give us sweep, and that would force anybody in Delhi who's wanting to form the government to come to us.
But sir, the whole fight in Simandra, you're head on with Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu says, and he's been playing the development card, and says your lack of administrative skills could work against you. He's talking about how he has developed Hyderabad. He's been talking to people about that. Your connect with the cadre, your connect with the people. How do you respond to Mr. Naidu saying such things?
Well, it's not me to respond. Just wait for a week's time. You would see people responding, and it'll be a landslide. Thank you.
My last question to you is that my last question to you, sir, when your father also was there was this very clear demarcation between how he had differences with Mr. Naidu. Is that being also continued this time, this elections?
See, Naidu is not a force. He would be a very, very distant second fiddle. It'll be very distant. Keep watching.
Thank you so much for talking to us, and very clearly here Mr. Jaganmohan Reddy saying that they're looking at winning. Landslide victory is what they're looking for, and more importantly he's also expecting possibly to open his account as a Chief Minister of the residual state of Andhra Pradesh. With Cameron Madhu, Rohini Swami in Kadapa for Headlines Today.